Hello.
Yeah, I was curious to see if you thought that two Democrat governors were deliberately slow walking the reopening of the country for political purposes.
Good question. I think one of them might have been a neighbor of ours to the north, and I think that you'll have that full accountability once we get this in the rearview mirror of what the right approach was. I'm guessing the UP didn't like maybe the general one size fits all. I think that'll be the biggest takeaway when we can dispassionately look at it, that was a flawed approach from the get-go. Even in New York, upstate New York would have been different from New York City. And every county, like I said earlier, probably should have had an approach tailored to what the experts said needed to be done, and that was to make sure you respect the disease, don't give it any leeway, and we could have done two things at once. I cite downtown Jasper. My wife's had a business there it'll be 42 years this September. That idea of essential and non-essential was kind of a bad way to look at it in the first place. It should have been which businesses can pay attention to the main guideline of 6 feet of distancing, don't put any vulnerable individuals in peril, hygiene, and those are still the things we're working with. You either pay attention to the rules or you're going to pay the consequences for not doing it because it's a tricky disease. It's showing a lot of peculiarities. But when we debrief this, a one-size-fits-all was a bad way to do it. That happens often when you've got bureaucrats and folks that don't think more out of the box. I'm just glad we're getting at the point where it looks like we're transitioning to where the economies are reopening. I can tell you one thing for certain, the federal government is not in any way a replacement for the real world productive economy.